Hi viewers, welcome to WinMartChicks channel. At WinMartChicks, we learned early on that poultry farming, especially managing it from the diaspora, is not only about buying and selling chicks. So, we focused on a few essentials that every startup should get right. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Why are you waiting? Share, like these videos, and also comment in the comment section. We are more than happy to interact with you. So please stay tuned to the last bit. It's important that you open a local bank account. Several banks in Zimbabwe do diaspora accounts. So you have an option of opening a local currency account or a US dollar account. It's all up to you. And usually it's pretty straightforward to open a bank account. All what they need is your ID. So you can actually use your whatever passport that you have from your country. If you're from the United Kingdom, you can use a British passport, and also you can also use your local address where you live in the United Kingdom. So it's very easy. And also the good thing is having a local line. People will be able to communicate with you. The local people, they aren't able to tell whether they can't tell your physical location. They only see your local number, which makes it much easier, especially when you're trying to negotiate for prices. Sometimes in this business you have to negotiate prices. Yeah, so it depends with what mode you choose. If you want to operate like someone from the diaspora, yes, prices will be expensive for you. But if you want to operate like a local person, you'll find that some things become half the price or even a quarter of the price. So it's really up to you how you want to operate. But my advice is when you are in Rome, do like what the Romans do. Having a reliable water source. So a place like Zimbabwe, I'm sure some of you've heard that sometimes the water there's no water just like that. So when you are going to be managing poultry, you need reliable source of water. So at WinMartChicks, we recognized that earlier on. And what we did drill a borehole. Oh yeah. Okay. Zimbabwe's power outages pose a serious risk in poultry farming. Early on, we invested in a solar system, and this is where we learned another hard lesson. So not many solar companies have verified reviews online. We initially contracted a company that advertised a complete 6 kV solar installation for $3,700 US. They promised it could power a geyser, a fridge, a borehole, a pump, an iron, and all the lighting. We paid and the system was installed. So at the time, we didn't have many appliances to properly test the setup when this was initially set up. So about 2 months later, a worker plugged in a charger to charge their phone. And then there was a sound on the inverter, and boom, the electricity was gone. So we contacted this company that had installed the solar system. We had gotten a guarantee that if anything happens in the first 6 months, we just to contact them and they'll come and fix it for free. So that's what we exactly did. And we contacted them. So They tried to blame the worker that why did they use a charger, and they were explaining a lot of jargon. You know what I mean about electricity. So in the end, they came and they fixed it. They came and took the inverter. They went away, fixed the inverter, brought it back, and the system was back on. But when they brought back the system, they warned us and they said, do not use any power any more than 10 lights on your system. Otherwise, the inverter will die again. So that's when we started quitting, like, but what they advertised, this should be working. So this system actually was only able to power lights which are fewer than 10 lights. And they also, I think they were saying the lights shouldn't be more than 20 watts, if I'm not mistaken. So when we calculated, that didn't add up to 6 kV. Although I'm not very well versed in this electricity thing, but obviously from common sense, if someone has been advertising like you can iron, you can use a geyser, you can do fridges, and then all of a sudden you now have to just have lights on. So we contacted a specialist in solar systems. So the specialist came and reviewed everything, and then that's when we realized that, oh, we'd been duped again of our money. Hey, Wakiti, Zimbabwe is something else. So right, so this specialist ended up doing our solar system, which was more powerful than the initial 6 kV, but the price that we got charged, it was only a fraction of the initial amount. So if you want more details about a reliable contractor for solar system, they do even schools, even bigger premises, businesses and stuff like that. You can inquire in the comment section, and then we can give you the details if you want reliable contractors. And also, if you want the name of the ones that duped us, so that you don't get into the same mistakes, we will also give you the names if you comment in our comment section. So in the end, our electricity was fixed. And also, from that experience, we learned the hard way that you can easily lose a lot of stuff, especially in poultry, if your power goes out. So we've since invested again in a generator which is big enough to cover the capacity that we have at the chicken farm. So that's about the electricity. You need proper supply and you need a backup system. It might sound expensive to begin with to put it in place, but actually it works much cheaper to have things like that in place, because you don't have to be continuously paying large sums of money to the local suppliers. That experience has taught us the importance of networking, verification, and having proper backup in place. Let's quickly talk about the last two things. Just stay to the end because these are the most important things. So you need security. When I say security, some of the things I might not be able to discuss them all on this platform, but if you come to the comment section, we will be able to share with you a lot of information because time does not permit. So at WinMartChicks, the CCTV that we installed is not for spying. We do not use it for spying. Actually, we made it very clear to all the workers. We consulted with them. We told them they know where our cameras are. They know what we use the cameras for. It helps bring that that it helps to culture that spirit to work together as a team. So you actually need to get advice on how to actually install the CCTV, because there are ways that you can do it. Some people go via having companies to come and install, but we will tell you from our own experience, we installed by ourselves and it became very, very, very cheap and is very affordable. You can actually do it and it's not that expensive. So we have the CCTV in place, and we can actually remotely monitor everything. This actually helps us in our management of the poultry itself, day-to-day management. So the cameras that are in place, they help us to manage feed wastages, bird movement. You can actually identify if your birds are not behaving in the way that you expect them to behave. You can actually quickly identify. You are able to see, things which are very important, which we will discuss later in the next videos. Like when we do the live videos, we will show you actually what we mean by that. So things like checking the bedding and stuff like that, you can actually use your CCTVs to check the bedding. So it's 24-hour recording. So whenever something happens, yes, it's helpful. You are able to identify people. If the police needs to be involved, they will be involved. But however, at WinMartChicks, we make an emphasis on the importance of using this to make sure that our poultry, we are seeing everything that is happening. And that helps us alleviate a lot of problems, especially problems that lead to huge losses. You can actually prevent them because you are seeing what's happening right at the time when the things are happening. And you can actually communicate with your workers right at the farm. The last and very, very important one you should not miss is you need reliable, trusted informers. People should not automatically know who you rely on, but you should have people who check on your farm, because you need a physical presence. Tell them exactly what happened, and that actually helps with the discipline of the worker. It's important that when you are visiting your farm, you cannot be predicted. So you can do like the same way we do sport. We have spot checks here in the diaspora. You can also implement that. So it actually works wonders, because you actually get to the farm and find things as they are, not polished things when they know that you are coming. Because the poultry business has got to thrive. Very soon we are going to do a live recording from the farm. Please like, subscribe, share our videos. If you are planning to do this business, this series is for you. Thank you for watching.